Hello everybody, we are here for the very first time on Call of the Wild: The Angler. A thank you to EW for giving me a chance to show this game off to you guys early, as it is still a few days away from the official release of the game, but they sent me a key to be able to show you guys it a few days early. Hopefully we can get some incredible moments here in early access, and I am so excited to play this game. I've already created my character and got all of my settings to where I want them, so we can kind of skip over that and go straight to the fishing, so let's jump into it. You know, it feels so incredibly good to finally have another fishing game to play, as honestly none of them have even really appealed to me too much in the past. I've played Fishing Planet, I played Russian Fishing 4, I played the Fisher Online, and really the Fisher Online was the only one that I actually ended up playing for an extended period of time, as I felt like it was probably the best one out. However, let's see if the Angler can possibly be better, because I have some very high hopes for this game, and I'm very excited to finally be able to play it.
Sophia Taylor from Taylor's Tackles here, and I hear you're in need of a little fishing refresher.
Sure, I guess. Alright, well, we're here on the Angler.
Taylor's Tackles here, and I hear you're in need of a little fishing refresher. Well, let me tell you, you've come to the right place. Although another right place to go would be Taylor's Tackles, right down at the Central Outpost. Can't miss it.
Alright then. Welcome to Golden Ridge Reserve. To ease you in, you'll be presented with some short explanations and instructions. These instructions will cover the controls and how to catch your first few fish. So it does look like there is a little bit of a tutorial phase, and obviously we will,
now,
probably...
let's get you in position. Step up to the pier if you please.
Well, let's go ahead and skip over this real quickly. I'll get all of this done, and then once we get the tutorial finished, I can kind of explain how to do things to you guys, and we will go straight to the fishing. There we go. Very first fish of the tutorial. Hopefully, this will end up being something cool looking. It seems like it's probably going to be, I would imagine, a trout or a panfish. Oh, it's a largemouth. Well then. You know, I don't know what I expected to start out with. Of course, it would be a largemouth. So this is the screen we get met with whenever we catch a fish. It shows off the name of the fish, as well as the age, the weight, the length. It looks like we leveled up some of our equipment as well, which is interesting. We've got the temperature, the bait used, traits, the score. Alright, that's quite a bit of detailed info. I like it. So this is our first look at one of the lookout towers, and they definitely do have a lot of similarities to Call of the Wilds, though quite different as well. And when I say Call of the Wild, of course I mean the Hunter Call of the Wild. I'm gonna have to start getting used to saying the Hunter and the Angler, as for the longest time Call of the Wild has just meant the Hunter Call of the Wild, but now we're gonna have to start saying things a little bit differently. But let's go ahead and survey the area.
Golden Ridge Reserve. What's in the name, huh? Well, this one dates all the way back to the late 18th century. French trappers named the park Crête d'Or.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that little fly-around camera that they do once you, examine the watchtower.
Hello?
That's really cool.
I can see you. Can you see me? Come find me. I'm down at the outpost.
This ain't just any outpost. You'll find all the bells and whistles here, like Taylor's Tackles, a brand new shop run by my friend Sophia. Other than that, you'll be able to find notice boards, storage lockers, a boathouse, and a garage for easy access to transportation, plus a flagpole for yourself.
Okay, this is actually really cool. I am a massive fan of the way they've done the whole, like, tackle shops and stuff like that. They're actually in the game world instead of just being a menu that you open up, which is really nice, and it seems like we actually have an NPC as well.
Nice to put a fish to a face.
You know, this is really awesome.
Can I interest you in a bargain?
I am a big fan of this. My gosh, they've really outdone themselves when it comes to just the whole, like, main hub of the map. This is really awesome. Let's go ahead and talk to the shopkeeper right here and get the complimentary bait. That way we can go out and do some actual fishing.
How about some bread? It's on the house.
Alright, let's go ahead and purchase our first tackle. So this is what the shop looks like. It seems like at launch we do have a decent bit of reels and rods and lures and line and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome. Good to see if there is a good variety on launch. But let's go ahead and buy the bread, since that's what it's telling us to do. There, looks like did we purchase it? I actually don't know.
Now,
there we
you
go.
won't get far if you don't put your bait on your rod, so give it a go.
Okay, so with your rod equipped, press Q to open the quick menu, and then we can select the bait from there. Okay, cool. Wow, that actually is super easy. Super quick. Alright, well, let's get out and start fishing. Largemouth bass number 3. That's actually our biggest one so far. We ended up getting a silver rating as well, so it seems like they were talking about, there is a kind of medal system. However, there isn't actually a medal that shows for it, I guess. So unlike Call of the Wild, we won't see like a big diamond medal pop up whenever we get a diamond. However, there is still diamond ratings in this game for those of you that are not familiar with it, so we still can search for those diamond fish, which is cool.
That's another beauty. You're a natural. And finally, it's been a pleasure, but Taylor's Tackles needs me. Go check in with the warden, and don't forget to drop by.
Okay, so that's actually kind of cool. So you can actually complete favors for the warden. Help Clayton preserve the reserve by reporting objects of interest you find while fishing and traveling. Report any instances of invasive plant species, disease/infested plants or trees or tourist attractions you find. Interesting, I like that. That's kind of a cool little feature. Wow, okay, so the map is actually relatively large. That is really cool. And I'm assuming that these are... Okay, so those are all missions. Man, this map is amazing looking. So we got a lot of exploring to do. Obviously, we're not going to be able to cover it all today. But we're going to go try and find ourselves a couple places that we can fast travel to. And also just find some cool places to fish. I am so excited to finally be able to get out there and just fish for real. Outside of the tutorial. This is going to be pretty awesome. And there it is. There is the vehicle. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome that it comes with the game. That is amazing, because on PC, at least for Call of the Wild, you do have to purchase the ATVs separately in order to be able to use them. Here it looks like the vehicle is part of the game. That is amazing. Man, already this game looks so incredible. Just the way they've designed this map and the way the water looks, I am a huge fan of this already. This really reminds me of a lot of the different reservoirs and stuff that I see in real life, and it's just so cool to see such an accurate depiction of some of the ones that are around here. And we made it to our second lookout tower.
Later,
let's go ahead and unlock this.
The French name in English as Golden Ridge Reserve.
So I think my primary goal for today will obviously be to catch a few fish to make some money, and also to see what the different fish are going to look like. But I also want to try and unlock a bunch of these points of interest so I can actually figure out what other types of things are in the game. To see if there's any type of like special hidden things at some of these markers right here. Because as of now, we really don't know too much about the stuff you can find in the world. So I would love to be able to go discover some things. Alright, so let's take a moment to actually look everything over. We've got our map right here, as well as the backpack, which has all of our gear. We've got our rods right here, which I'm assuming this is where we can... Yeah, this is where we can swap out the tackle. We've got the journal, which shows us the missions, favors, and the game guide, which is really nice. We've got the handbook here, which actually does show us all of the different population of fish that are in this reserve. And it looks like there is 12 species, so we've got the largemouth bass, we've got the smallmouth bass, we've got bluegill, we've got channel catfish, yellow perch, as well as northern pike, kokanee salmon, sauger, golden trout, lake trout, rainbow trout, and mountain whitefish. So a lot of people actually thought this was a walleye, but it is a sauger, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't think that they would go with this over the walleye, but you know, I'm not too mad about it. I do actually like sauger as well, so that's cool. Then it looks like we got a few other things through here. I don't know what any of these are going to be. It seems like these are collectibles, so I guess we'll have to find some of them. And then the last tab is the profile. This shows us like our biggest catch, our true score, a record. We've got the amount caught, you know, all of the basic stuff. We've got our gear mastery and things like that. Our favorite bread, favorite lure, reel, rod. That's kind of cool. I like that. And then exploration stats as well. So lots of different info. Well, we just unlocked a new fast travel location, which is right here. You know, this is an interesting place to put it. It's actually very close to this one, so it seems like there will be a lot of different locations to fast travel to. It said there's a total of 22, which should cover a good majority of the map. That's really nice to see that they put quite a few of them in here. And looks like we also found a note. Letter to Rhodey Nation, I think that's what that said. Let's take a look at that in our handbook, I believe. Yeah, right there. Inspect to read more. Okay, let's do that real quickly. So yeah, it looks like it's just little notes that people leave. I don't think it actually gives you a mission or anything like that, so it's just a little collectible to have. Kind of cool. Nice to see that they've got a few different things for us to collect at least. Okay, now this is pretty awesome. There actually is a bunch of logs near this lumber mill just kind of in the water. You know, I wonder what type of fish will be under here. If I were to take a guess, I would imagine we could find stuff like bluegill, maybe some largemouth, possibly some catfish just hiding underneath these logs. Kind of cool to see if they added something like this into the reserve. Because this is something that I don't think I've seen in a lot of fishing games. So it's kind of cool to see just some logs next to a lumber mill. Wow, that was so cool. We just saw a fish jump to the right of us. That does confirm that there is some largemouth bass here, though, as that was a largemouth. Hopefully we can hook into one of them. There's definitely a good chance that we might be able to. There we go. I see a bass going for our bait. Gotta wait for it. And... strike. There we go. Whoa, that one. Okay, that's actually our biggest one yet, I think. Whoa, we gotta be very careful. But we also don't want to have too little tension. Oh, this is gonna be a tough balancing act. With our biggest fish of the day. Yeah, he is pulling line out like crazy. We're gonna have to loosen the drag up. No way else I can keep this thing from breaking. That is crazy. We've already got a fish on that's probably too big for our tackle. Yeah, this guy is fighting like crazy. To be honest, I don't know if we're gonna catch this thing. I think there's a good chance that it could just end up snapping on us. I hope not, but this guy is putting up quite a fight for our tackle. And the line snapped, and it wasn't even maxed out, so good to know. The line can snap without it being fully maxed out. We're gonna have to keep note of that, and you know what? Honestly, let's go see if we can purchase some better tackle. I actually don't know how much it would be to get a better, better rod, better reel, better line. So, let's go fast travel back to the, main outpost and see if we can maybe get ourselves some better gear. Alright, so let's go ahead and buy the Tyro. In fact, we could even go higher, I think, but I don't want to spend too much money. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Tyro for now. Let's just buy that real quickly. And then also, let's get some better line, as we do still have a little bit of money. And it would be nice to jump up to some line that's a little bit stronger. So, let's go ahead and buy the 3.31 pound mono. Or actually, wow, we could go clear up to the 5.51 if we want to. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, so we have made a major mistake. It seems like in the angler, you actually cannot equip a line that is heavier than the reel. Interesting. So I did not expect that at all. I guess we're gonna have to get a lighter one? Oh, it looks like we found one of the collectibles, or is that a key? It's a key. Oh, so we found like a lost and found item. That's awesome. So I'm assuming we can return that to somebody? Interesting, so it didn't really tell you too much except info about the keys. I'm going to assume that we return that to kind of like the base hub. So we'll go back over there soon. But first I had to come over here and check out what this question mark was. I have no idea. I can't actually reach it.
They say this park is haunted. And well, the only baloney I care to deal with is in a sandwich, if you know what I'm saying.
Alright then, so we just got our first level up, as well as figuring out where that question mark was actually pointing us to. It was actually the sawmill, but it just explains about the XP right here in the progression. Alright, so nothing too crazy there, but we got a new fast travel location, so that's awesome. And we also have managed to get enough money to go purchase some more line, since I made the great mistake of purchasing line that was too heavy for my current setup. Okay, so we're now at the information board. It looks like there is some different challenges for us to complete. A photo challenge, we've got a fishing challenge, and also a map challenge. Interesting, so let's do this one right here. It says, go to Golden Ridge Lakes Bridge, catch a silver rank yellow perch. Oh, that's easy, let's do that. Let's get this little mission done real quickly. Try to earn some extra cash. Something else right here, a pair of glasses. So I can't figure out how to do the lost and found. I'm gonna have to probably read through some of the information on it because I have no idea what the purpose is. Wow, already you can see the beauty of this game, especially with the sunset. That looks amazing, and I have not been able to find a way to see like what time it is, or even to find out where I can change the time. I'm curious about like, am I even able to change the time to whatever I want? Or do we have to wait for a day to cycle through, and then maybe it just skips us to the next one? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's interesting that I can't find anywhere to change it though, but I mean, I suppose it is what it is. Not really too big of a deal, but it's just interesting to see. Do we finally have a fish? Yes, we do. We finally have one on. After waiting for probably 10-15 minutes, finally a fish is on. This is amazing. There we go. We have officially completed it. Or actually, no, we haven't. We got to get a silver. This is only a bronze. Wow. Okay, so, yeah, we got to continue fishing, but, I mean, at least we caught one. And as you can see, it's getting very late at night now. It's about to be dark, and I'm really curious what happens when it does get too dark to fish. Like, do they fast forward you to the next day? How is that gonna work? There we go. We got another one. Amazing. So we're finally catching some fish. Finally getting some of these perch. There we go. Alright, so that one is also a bronze. But it looks like we leveled up our rod, so that's cool at least. And we also leveled up as well. Making some quick progress here. So yeah, we are now level 3. And let's go check out our fishing rod. It says the mastery is at 100%. What does 100% mastery do? I honestly did not read it when it popped up, so we're gonna have to take a look at it again. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, okay, so mastering a piece of gear just grants you XP. Good to know, so kind of cool, but not anything too insane. We still got a fish, though, because we did not get a silver rank on that perch. So we still got more fishing to do before we can complete this challenge right here. So we stopped getting bites at that spot. I'm gonna go ahead and scan the water a bit, see if we can see any sign of fish in the area, and then we'll probably end up fishing wherever we see them. That is something that I also wanted to talk about real quickly. They have said that pretty much any real-life fishing knowledge that you have can be used in the game to help you find fish, so if you know where to look for fish or where to look for a specific species in real life during different weather conditions and times of day, then there's a good chance that they'll be in the same places in the game, which is amazing. Now, the thing is, I don't really hunt perch in real life, so I'm going to assume that they're probably going to be around, like, the lily pads, considering they are, well, actually, I just saw one right there, so I'd say we are correct. Does seem like we got another one biting. There we go. There is another yellow perch. Number 3, can you please be a silver? Yes, it is. There we go. A silver yellow perch. We finally ended up completing that challenge. Let's go ahead and release the fish. That is awesome. We managed to get exactly what we were looking for. Now we gotta go talk to the shopkeeper, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Something nice.
All right, let's
Why
see.
make a deal with the devil when there's a hell of a deal? If I didn't have a shop to run, I'd go down to catch that yellow perch again myself.
Nice. Okay, so we got some reputation. Reputation is gained by completing shopkeeper missions and warden favors. Okay. So I'm not really sure what that's going to be used for, but I'm assuming it'll have
Catch you
some
later, then.
use. All right, let's see. Fishing Challenge 2. This one is for a gold rank smallmouth bass at the Quartz River. So that's kind of cool. This will take us to a different area. Let's do that. We've got some money to go buy something, so let's buy some line that is more appropriate for the reel that we purchased. There we go. This should be good right here. And then we can also purchase
We got some
some
of the
more
best going.
bait, maybe?
Hot and sprinkled with
No?
sunflower seeds.
Oh, it looks like we're actually out of coins. I thought it said I had
There
174,
isn't a fish alive who doesn't love a juicy
but I
bloodworm.
guess it was
These ones are alive and
104.
wriggling, so
That's
watch out.
unfortunate. Well, I see what I did wrong. I somehow purchased the wrong line. I actually don't even know how that was possible. I swear I clicked on the
One rod on the
proper
rocks.
one. Let's see.
Everyone starts somewhere, but anyone who's anyone starts with a
I guess
greenhorn.
somehow I
This baby
purchased
has a
this one.
smoother learning curve than a minnow spin.
Though I don't remember doing so that's unfortunate. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but can I sell it for the same price? No, not even close. Well, oh, that is such a waste of money. But I mean, we're early on. We'll get some fish to be able to actually purchase more stuff, so let's just do it. Let's just sell this back. Major mistake on my end, but it is what it is. Okay, now we can purchase this one. Not any of the others, this one. Okay, that's better. We actually got the right one that time, so we should be able to actually use it now. Gosh, I don't know what we're doing wrong, but I still can't use it. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. All I can think of is maybe it has to be under whatever. Yeah, because even with this, I can't use it. That is so
You see
strange. You know, I just realized what the whole reserve and the kind of like, I guess the atmosphere of the game remind me of. It kind of gives me a Far Cry 5 feel. Just the location itself and the kind of like the graphic style of the game, the NPCs and everything. It really gives me like some Far Cry 5 vibes, which isn't a bad thing. That game was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it thoroughly, so definitely kind of a cool feel to the game so far. You know, I'm really loving the vibe of this map so far. Like I was talking about, it gives me kind of like the Far Cry 5 vibes, and like some of the locations that I'm finding are really cool looking. Like there's just a random little lake, or actually a little pond next to this lake, so that's kind of cool to see that there's a bunch of these little ponds. There's also tons of rivers and things like that throughout the map. Very awesome. Massive fan of the way they have designed this. Now, my question is going to be, where can I find trout? I'm assuming some of these rivers will obviously have trout, and maybe some of the deeper parts of the lake. I really want to find some because that would be quite a bit of fun. And also, we obviously need to earn more money as well. We earned a bit more from grabbing points of interest. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is driving around grabbing a few points of interest so that we can actually get some money. And then we can get some better gear, hopefully a better rod and reel, because it seems like that's holding me back from using some of these lines. Interesting. So I'm not sure what this is.
Well then.
Bigfoot Tracks.
Looks like Mr. Bigfoot's back in the park. If you can find me any more, I'll put it in the visitor center next to the pond music and the fairy parties.
That is hilarious. There's Bigfoot Tracks. That is the last thing I would have expected, but you know, that's kind of cool as well. Just random Bigfoot tracks. Imagine if we could actually run into Bigfoot while we're fishing. That would be a complete game changer. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to record this because my recording software was not up at the moment, but we did just get our first fish off of spinning tackle, and it is a pretty decent largemouth bass, a 5.23 pounder, silver scoring, so not bad. That is actually a pretty good one. If I remember right, I'll see if maybe I can use the NVIDIA replay to show this off, and if so, then you guys will be seeing it right now, but it's nice that we finally got something other than a perch, which is pretty cool. Now, it is kind of saying, or I guess kind of alluding to the fact that we may have already got one of these before. I don't remember if we caught one, because I did take a break from recording for about 2 or 3 hours, and then came back and continued off where we left off, and I don't remember if we ended up catching one of these before, but we've got one now. And let's see how much it gives. I'm going to assume a decent bit of, I'm going to assume it gives a decent bit of money, so let's see. It gave 31.61. Interesting. I mean, we've got 170 coins now. We could totally get some new lures for that. And in fact, I definitely might go do that, I'd say. So it seems we actually have enough to buy a popper as well as the maximum strength line that I can actually use on this rod. So let's go ahead and buy that. And then, well, it didn't let me buy the one I wanted. There we go. Now it actually bought it. And then let's get this line right here. I think this will be the best way to go. Yeah, there we go. This is going to be a pretty fun setup to use. We're using the Tenderfoot bait caster, the Shote casting reel, the monofilament 6.61 pound, and also the popper. So this should be pretty fun to use. Let's go see if we can find some lily pads and snag some bass out of them. This is going to be our first time jumping into one of the boats, and it looks pretty good. I mean, we've got water clipping through, so that's not good, but let's see how it actually works. So this is actually relatively easy to control, just typical WASD. Now the question is, what type of good places can we get to now? Because there's definitely a lot of areas on this lake that look to be pretty promising, but I don't know where we're going to go to today. Okay, this looks kind of promising. Definitely has caught my interest, so let's go ahead and... Okay, so here we go. Is that like... Yeah, that kind of looks like one of the invasive weeds that we're supposed to get out of here. I think that might be. In fact, we should probably go ahead and do that, I'd say. Let's see, I believe this is one of the invasive plants. Yeah, it is.
That right there is a nasty hyacinth that'll put the whole park up the spout. Can you find me many more, buckaroo?
Oh, there we go. That is looking like a very promising spot. I see lots of lilies around here. Oh yeah, that is some prime bass territory. Let's try right here. There we go. That appears to be either a small bass or a perch. Maybe neither, actually. That is a northern pike. Okay, our first pike of our adventure here on Call of the Wild the Angler. Not bad, a 3.27 pound pike. Kind of small, as would the bronze rating kind of indicate. But yeah, that was not bad. We actually got it in pretty quickly. Now the question is, how much do these things give? Very curious. I'm going to assume it'll give less than that bass, but you never know. Maybe it'll give more. So it looks like 33 credits. I think the bass gave us more, but still cool to get a pike in. And so far it seems like right now most of the fish are liking just a constant reeling in on a pretty low reel speed. And also for those of you that are curious, you do change the reel speed with the middle mouse wheel. So you can go up and down with that to kind of change it, which is definitely nice to have it right at your fingertips. Some games make it like the brackets or, you know, weird things like that, but having it on the mouse wheel, it definitely makes a lot more sense. Now, I saw one jump straight out there, so we're going to see if maybe we can get that one. It did look to be a decent-sized pike, so I wouldn't mind hooking into that guy. So far, I think my favorite part about the Angler has to be the open world aspect of it, because being able to travel between a bunch of lakes and ponds and rivers is really what I had always dreamed about being able to do in a fishing game. Having complete freedom of where to go on the map and not being locked to a specific area is really a massive plus for me, and the fact that the fish actually look pretty good as well and fight realistically, it definitely makes it even better. Though I would like to see maybe the actual rods and reels improved a little bit, because I have noticed that it almost seems like the rods and reels It seems like the fight always looks the same with the way the rod is bending at least, but it could just be because we're very early on. Maybe I haven't seen enough of the game, and there we go, there's another fish. I could definitely see where we might need a little bit of improvements on some things, but honestly, this one's actually looking pretty good. It might have just been with that starting rod, because I have noticed this one is a little better. There we go. That actually might be another bass. Yeah, it is. A silver bass, 5.49. Getting a lot of silver rated largemouth. Definitely liking that. Wow, we just got a ton of coins for leveling up and leveling up our rod as well. Definitely a good thing for us. Now we can actually upgrade some more of our gear as well. I think I'm going to save it though until I know exactly what I want. We could totally just fish here and farm a bit of coins while also trying to get a gold or a diamond scoring largemouth. One thing I've definitely noticed about this game so far that honestly I kind of expected is it's taking a very similar route as the Hunter Call of the Wild, where they're giving you a massive world and a lot of stuff to do when it comes to like achievements and missions and collectibles and things like that. But they're also not going, I guess, so arcadey to where it doesn't feel like a fishing game. They've once again done a nice balance like with Call of the Wild, where it's not necessarily, let's use this as an example. It's not like a Cabela's hunting game version of arcade, but it's also not like Way of the Hunter on realism. It's kind of in between. And I think that's kind of how this game is as well. It definitely feels like that. It definitely does feel like the Call of the Wild, or the Hunter Call of the Wild, but in a fishing format. And honestly, I think that's a really good balance. It makes it so there's constant action, like there's always going to be something to do, but it's also relatively good looking and realistic looking, and we've got a decent fish right there. Might stop, there we go. That looks like a big one. Line snapped. Okay, I'm curious, because the tension meter was not maxed out. Not even close to being maxed out, actually. So, why did that snap? Really makes me wonder how that happened. The only thing I can think of is maybe the line got cut on the boat. If that's the case, that would be a realistic thing to have happen. It would also be kind of interesting for them to implement that. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe I'll try easing it around the boat next time. There we go. The stop and go technique actually got that on there pretty quickly. Maybe we'll have to start using the stop and go. It actually seems like we got a quicker bite than what we were getting with the constant reeling method. And this one's actually got quite a bit of fight to it as well. Let's crank up the drag a little. Don't want to crank it up so much that it breaks, but definitely want to get a little more on there just so we get this guy in quicker. Definitely a good fish. This one's got a lot of heft to it. There we go. What a beauty. That is our first smallmouth bass as well, and it's a gold. Wow, 5.30 pounds. That's actually pretty good for a smallmouth. I believe the world record is just over like 11 or 12 pounds, so that's a good one. That's a good one right there. That's probably our best fish so far. A gold smallmouth. That is amazing. I cannot wait until we end up getting our first diamond fish. That is going to be such a cool experience. Already I'm having a blast with this game, and there's still so much more to explore. But I think we're going to go ahead and end episode 1 there. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see me fish for, as we do have a little bit of time before the actual game will fully come out. I believe there's 5 or 6 days worth of early access. We've got it a few days earlier than that so that we can get it prepared to be uploaded, but let me know what you guys want to see, because there is lots to do. But thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, click that like button, and ring that notification bell so that you guys will never miss any of the future uploads. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below if you guys enjoyed the video, and I will try to respond to as many as I can. With that being